And now, as a soon-to-be fellow alumnus, it is my privilege to introduce to you Emily Imperial Vaccar from the alumni class of 2000.
Good evening. I want to start off by congratulating the class of 2019 on completing a chapter in your life that is not often easy. My prayer for you is that you will start this next chapter with understanding that it is an opportunity to start fresh and to be bold with who you know the Lord has created you to be. And if you do not know who that is, that you will run fast to finding out who that is. I am sure I could stand here for the next several minutes and have so many things to challenge and encourage you with. However, my time up here is not just for you, but also for someone who helped you get here. Exactly 20 years ago, I had just completed my junior year at Dayton Christian High School. I was about 95% certain where I would be attending college after the following year, and I was already prepared to just simply press cruise and thank you, James. Can I just say that? To press cruise control through my senior year. What I was not prepared for was Mr. Kurtz's English class. The topics of study, yes, were challenging, and it forced my checked-out senior brain to actually engage. However, it was not Macbeth, oh, Captain, my Captain, or the writing, oh, all the writing, that I was not prepared for. It was Mr. Kurtz himself. In fact, he made such an impact that I went on to college with the plan of becoming a high school English teacher. However, the minute I actually stepped foot into a classroom, I quickly realized that not just anyone can do what he does, and also not everyone can be who he is. Mr. Kurtz, will you please come join me on stage? I just got scolded. Mr. Kurtz, you managed to challenge me in ways that impacted my life forever. I will never forget the biblical filtering system, also referred to as BFS, which is something that I've begun to teach my 3 young children. You instilled in me a level of confidence in my writing that to this day it is my most effective way of communicating. Most importantly, you taught me that no matter what, my relationship with the Lord was and should be always my #1 priority. I could go on and on with how you impacted me personally, but I think it is also best said by some other alumni as well. You see, Mr. Kurtz, repetition is the key to understanding. Thank you for modeling what a classroom that inspires learning should look like. Thank you for making all your students feel like we could accomplish anything. Melissa Barnes-Harlow, class of '95. Thank you for leading, teaching, and advocating. I continue to serve at Dayton Christian because of individuals like you. James Holliday, class of 2006. You gave us an example of a man, a husband, father, and hard worker who was passionately following Christ day by day through the thick and thin. Sarah Wilson Hoffer, class of 1998. Mr. Kurtz was poetry personified in teaching. Carrie Pummel-Ingen, class of 2003. Your class was not just fun, your class made us fall in love with learning. Your class made each student feel comfortable and valued. Your class taught us carpe diem. Courtney Turcott Bond, class of 2000. In Longfellow's poem, The Psalm of Life, you would quote, "In the world's broad field of battle, in the bivouac of life, be not like dumb, driven cattle. Be a hero in the strife. Thank you for teaching us to strive to be that hero in strife and not to go with the flow like dumb, driven cattle." Brendan Swigert, class of 2010. Not just the best teacher in the world, but one of the best men I have ever had the pleasure of being influenced by, Madison Rashad, class of 2016. Because truly, Mr. Kurtz, repetition is the key to understanding. At this time, I would like to acknowledge your family. Some of them have joined us tonight. Will you all please join us on stage? Thank you does not begin to express our gratitude, because we know that without your love and support, our beloved Mr. Kurtz would not be the man or teacher he has been to us for so many years. If you have had the pleasure of having Mr. Kurtz as a teacher, family members of those students, or a fellow colleague who has been positively impacted by this man, will you please stand? On behalf of the alumni, their families, and fellow colleagues who have been blessed beyond measure by you, we would like to thank you for your 28 years of teaching at Dayton Christian, with a once-in-a-lifetime, all-expense-paid trip for you and your wife to the destination of your choosing in the value of $10,000. May God bless you in your next endeavor. Thank you.